the operations of the Phantom Squad tells a lot of the kind of person that he is.
But the sacrifice or the consequences of your advocacy and your action, 5 years, has it brought about any change? As you said, the president is not prepared to do anything about all these deaths, the hundreds of deaths that are alleged, directly attributable to the Phantom Squad. Do you think then that your time in prison was in vain?
I don't think that my time in prison was in vain. In life, everything there's a purpose. I think there's a reason why I was in prison. I think there's a reason why I was released from prison. There's timing and there's a purpose for everything.
Would you like to share what you think that reason is?
Well, it's no secret that the government would have preferred me dead. Absolutely. They would have wanted me dead.
But if they would have wanted you dead, don't they want you dead now? Why are you less harmful now than you were then?
Well, I think they're more concerned about the consequences thereafter. They know then that there will be severe consequences. You know, this is not a government that would just sit by and do things just like that. They think before they do certain things. And any government would want to think before they kill someone.
You know, part of the numbers you're talking about is Ronald Waddle. He was killed brutally. Very few consequences.
Well, that's true. And it's unfortunate. He was killed during that period of time. And I'm certain that the people's blood is still boiling up. Any other killing will cause severe consequences in this country.
You think Marsh Benschop could trigger that?
Well, I think anybody that the people love will trigger that.
You have been, and you know there are many words to describe you, Mr. Benschop. One of the kind words would be a maverick. You've been in one political camp, you've jumped in another, you've moved around civil society, foundation, now political party. What is Mark Benschop? What does he stand for? Is he an anarchist?
I stand for Guyaneseness, and I wish to correct you at this point in time. As a young person, I feel then that the only way forward for this country to be developed is through a government of national unity. I have not jumped from any political camp to another political camp.
Did you ever work for the PPP government?
I have never, and I want to make this point clear whilst I look to the cameras. I have never, Christopher Ram, never worked with the PPP. I have never collected a salary from the PPP. What I did, I said early o'clock in Mr. Jagdeo's presidency that he's a young man, he should be given a chance. I think the perception in this country is because you talk in favor of somebody that you support them. I have never been a member of any political party.
You never did any television program that was supportive of the PPP and President Jagdeo?
I did a television program on Channel 69. That station, I was later told, is pro-PPP. I've been out of this country for a while. I never knew that. But the truth behind all of that, upon my return to Guyana in 1999, my approach was to Channel 9. Channel 9 gave me a deal. I was like, no, I can't afford it. I went over to 69. They gave me a better deal. So it wasn't like the PPP brought me back and then they put me on Channel 69. That was never the case. The management of Channel 9 can attest to this, that I went directly to them for the same deal. I said I wanted to start a program called Straight Up, a talk show. And Channel 9 said X amount of dollars per week. I said I can't afford it. I was told that Channel 69, I went to 69. I never knew who 69 was, the owners and so forth. I met with one of the guys and he says, I like the idea. Let us start the program. How are we going to generate ads? I said, I hardly know people here. Why don't you have your sales persons go out and get the ad and we'll split it up? And that was it. In fact, the only thing that the station said to me, the owner said to me, is that he is pro-PPP. And when he said that, I was like, okay. So I started my program. I've interviewed PPP ministers. I've interviewed opposition.
Were they the kind of friendly interviews, no tough questions?
Some of them were friendly interviews. Yes, I will admit that. As I have done friendly interviews with opposition elements as well. I've had Hamilton Green on, the mayor of the city. I've had the deputy mayor on. I've had Mr. Robert Corbyn on. I've had, of course, he was chairman then. I've had Aubrey Norton. I've had former First Lady Viola Bornham on. So I was pushing for a balance. At no point in time, Christopher, I wanted to carry a pro-PPP line, even though I've realized that that's what I was being forced to do. Because I don't like to be controlled. I don't like people paying me to talk things that I don't want to talk.
So you then went off. You eventually went to Channel 9. Did you get the deal you were looking for?
In fact, I got a sweeter deal at Channel 9. I left Channel 69 because the president wanted me to apologize to him. And I refused to apologize to the president of this country. If I was an opportunist, I would have apologized. I would have probably gotten a big mansion. I would have gotten duty-free concessions. I would have gotten a good job.
So tell us what happened at Channel 9.
Well, at Channel 9, they welcomed the fact that I got off 69 and I'm at Channel 9, and I started my show straight up. They appreciated that, and so the lash started on the government. Channel 9 now being, because it's owned by African Guyanese, the perception is they're pro-PNC. And so I never carried a pro-PNC line. I continued because even on Channel 9 I've had ruling party members on. I've had then Minister of Human Services, Mrs. Chandrapal. I've had this guy, Odinga.
What happened? What made you leave Channel
9? I left Channel 9 because I've had a meeting with management. The government was suing them left, right, and center. Every week there's a lawsuit that Benschop said something, and then there was a Roger Moore on there too, and then a Basil Bradshaw, and this government was just suing people. Well, of course I was the main target because I was the thoroughbred of the three. and so yes, I've had a meeting with them, and they decided to say, look, we're going to be friendly about this thing, and I understood. And from a position of strength, I've decided to bow out.
We're talking in Blend this evening with Mr. Mark Benschop, who, as we all know, had spent 5 years incarcerated on a charge of treason. We'll get right back. I used the word before, anarchist or activist. What is Mark Benschop now on about? Is he one just seeking whichever problem spot there is and going to take